Hey there, everybody. Welcome to Chair Yoga. Happy holiday spirit. I got my studio all spirited up and I'm excited. So this month is we're going to talk about compassion all month long. And in November, we were really talking about gratitude and having a solid gratitude practice. And I want to talk a little bit about how we used that metaphor in October of the leaves kind of falling down and now everything's kind of hibernating and going dormant. Well, this is a beautiful, magical season of light and goodness. And so I want to focus on how do we take all that is within us that is good and light and shine it into the world so that the world is a brighter place. But how do we also reflect that back and be really compassionate to ourselves? Sometimes we tend to take on a lot of things, or we tend to be a little bit harder on ourselves than we would on other people. So this month we're going to talk all about compassion. And first class of this whole month in this series is going to be compassionate for the self. So the practice is going to feel good. And I want to really start to pay attention to the thoughts that we have about ourselves. And would we say that about a person that we love? And would we think those things about a person that we love? Probably not. And yet we tend to be least compassionate to ourselves. So we're going to get started. I want you to uncross your legs if you're sitting cross-legged. Go ahead and put your feet solid on the floor. You can go ahead and rest back into your chair. So I'm going to lean back with you. I want you to get this sort of lounged, very comfortable, kind of soft body. And then see if you can wiggle out tension. We might not even realize how tense we are in the neck until we actually try to stretch it or move it. So go ahead and drop your chin to your chest. And if you're comfortable, close your eyes. Just start to feel your body become still for just a moment or two. You might hear sound outside of your space. You might hear somebody next to you that breathes a little louder than you breathe. You might hear a dog barking. You might hear voices down the hall. Just see if you can tune those out. Really pay attention to the space between your thoughts where there's nothing. And maybe the space between your breath where there's nothing. Fantastic. Take a really big breath in. And a long breath out. Start to come back to the awareness of your body in this lounged shape. Tuck your chin even deeper. And just let your head hang for a moment. Just feel that tension leave the neck. And then begin to rise the nose up towards the ceiling. Keep your eyes closed if you're comfortable. Nice and slow here. And then chin goes back to the chest. Once it rests against the chest, I'm going to begin to come forward. So push yourself up to a seat, but keep your chin tucked. And then lean forward and just let your body fall over your legs. Just let it fall. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. And now begin to rebuild slowly. Come all the way up. Open your eyes. Whew. Do you see how the nervous system just sort of... So here's what we know about yoga. And this is what the ancient yogis have known for thousands of years, is that when we do these physical postures, we actually bring our body back into harmony, back into balance. Go ahead and open up really wide, big stretch, scoop around. Beautiful. Open up big and then scoop around. 2 more like that. Open up really big. Scoop around. Now we're going to open up really big. I want you to tick-tock over. Just let one arm hang and dangle and the other arm reach up towards the ceiling. And then we'll switch. Beautiful. And then come back and lower your arms. I'm going to take my legs and I'm going to be a little bit wider. I'm going to scoot back so you can see just my trunk more. We're not going to do a lot with our legs today, but I want you just to have your legs wide. And I'm going to reach down and just rest my right arm against my right thigh. This creates this openness through the left side, but then this softening through the right. I'm going to take my left arm and I'm going to draw some circles. So I'm going to reach over to the side, sweep down under my leg, not under my leg, in front of my leg, just sort of this big circle here. Really getting into the shoulder joint. The shoulder joint is a wonderful part of our body that has the ability to rotate like a ball. It's a ball in a socket. And so when we have this motion, we actually increase the fluid in the joint, which helps it to stay healthy and not so stiff. 2 more. Nice. Now, I want you to lower your arm again. Bring it all the way up and stay. So you can look at me if that feels better on your neck, or you might turn your nose up and look at your hand. See if you can reach your hand higher. You should feel a big pull of a stretch all the way to your hip. Beautiful. Let's try the other side. So I'm just going to lower this arm onto my thigh. And then my other arm, this one's my right arm, I'm going to reach it up and then out. Here we go, circles. Down, up, and around. Try that again. Down, up, and around. 2 more, just like that. There's 1 and 2. Let's do 2 more. I don't feel like this side got just as much as the other. There's 1 and 2. And now this time, bring your arm all the way up. Keep it up. Really reach. You can look at me, or you can turn your nose towards the ceiling and feel that stretch. Perfect. Now come on up. Go ahead and bring your hands onto your thighs. I'm just going to rest palms face down so my hands are on my legs. And I'm going to start that circular motion. We do this often. Creates some great harmony in the brain, but it's also wonderful for working on your balance. If you are comfortable, you can close your eyes here. And as long as you're not going too fast, you shouldn't get overly dizzy. But the dizziness can also be a sign that your brain's working really hard to recalibrate, and we want that. We want our brain to be firing those neurons and neurotransmitters all the time. That's what we want. 3 more. 2 more. It should feel good. Last one. We're going to go the other direction. Wind around. Oh, so nice. Keep going. Keep going. 5, 4. I got a squeaky chair today. 3, 2. Last one, sit tall. Now, we're going to work our balance from front to back. So we did this circular motion, which is excellent for helping the brain sort of come back into this place of balance, right side, left side, crossing. It's amazing. So if you think about when a baby's crying, the caregiver rocks, it's sort of that same quiet motion. But now we're going to go front to back, and I want to play with our balance system a little bit. So make sure that your feet are close together, flat on the floor, and I'm going to lean towards you, and then I'm going to lean back, and I'm going to lean towards you, and then I'm going to lean back. And you're going to continue to do that with me, not faster, not slower, until I say we're going to pick up the pace. But I want you just to find this off balance, on balance kind of sensation in the body. All right, so now we're going to pick up the pace a little bit quicker, and you're going to go front to back, front to back. Keep your eyes open here. We're going to have an opportunity where I'm going to ask you to close your eyes so that you can feel something. And now pick up the pace even faster, as fast as you can go. And we're going to do 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Now close your eyes. Sit really tall. And just pay attention. So it may feel as though the body is still moving front to back, front to back, front to back. That's good. That means your balance system, your vestibular system in your body is working to recalibrate yourself. And what this does is when you're out in the community and you're walking and the pavement starts to slope, your body's going to naturally know how far to lean, how far to lean back, how to keep your feet solid on the ground. So it's really a practical tool as well. Go ahead and cross one leg over the other. You can be at the ankle as if you have on a really long skirt, or you can be at the knee as if you have on a short skirt. And if you're a man, just cross your legs. That's comfortable. All right, I'm going to sit tall and my belly button is going to aim towards you as I lean forward. This is going to release tension in my back. Once I get to where my belly is on my thighs, I'm going to tuck my chin. Maybe my forehead hits my knee. And I'm going to breathe. Perfect. Start to come on up. I want you to keep your legs just like they are. And a couple weeks ago, we did a lot of twists. We're going to come back right now. We're going to twist to the right. So whatever leg is on top, this is my right leg. I'm going to turn towards that side. So whatever leg's on top, turn towards that side. Beautiful. And now begin to come back around. And we'll try the other side. So uncross the legs, left over right. I'm going to put my shorter skirt on. So I have my legs crossed at the knee. You can be crossed at the knee or the ankle. Sit really tall. And remember, we're going to take that slow forward motion with my belly coming close to my thighs. Once I get there, then I tuck my chin. So we're really deliberate in how we come in and out of posture, which can be a form of compassion for self because we're not just jerking our body into a shape, we're easing into the shape. Beautiful. Slowly come on up. Keep your legs just like they are. And we're going to turn towards the left leg or the left side. Begin to rotate. It should feel nice. And now start to wind back to center. And let's come to that beautiful sequence that we do so often. It's been a few weeks since we've revisited it, but I want to revisit it in a way where it's directed towards you. And for like October, November, we were really going outward and being very strong. But this is about us this month, or at least this week. We're going to take all of the love that we have and sort of turn it back inward. So let's start with mountain pose and come on up to that big, tall mountain. So the arms are high. And if your shoulders hurt today and your arms are better here, that's fine. But try to reach and then think about the heart here. Lift up your heart. And then I want you to tuck your chin. By tucking the chin, you're saying to yourself, throughout my life, I have strength inside. And I honor that strength. And the mountain teaches us all about strength. Take a big breath in and then lower your arms. Sometimes when the chin is down and the arms are up, we can get some tingling sensation and it can feel a little bit uncomfortable. It's just some blood flow and some energy going through the body. If it ever hurts, don't do it. But it's really nice to have the opposing action. Sometimes we lift our nose in mountain pose when we want to go out there in the world and say, hey, I'm really strong. But today I want it to be more of an inward focus. All right, let's come to the next one, which is cactus. And a lot of times when we do cactus, I teach to push away negativity, to keep inside of your space positivity and goodness. I want you to turn your positivity hands towards your head, towards your own head. Here's where all of our thoughts originate, and that they can be not so kind to ourselves. So we're going to hold the container of positivity inside of us today. Not so much, we always want to make sure we don't let negativity in, but today I want you to really focus on keeping the positive thoughts in your head. So let's come back to the mountain of strength where we look at our heart. And then cactus comes down for protecting our own thoughts. Let's try that again. Mountain, look at your heart. Cactus, the palms stay in. Let's try it again. Mountain and cactus. Remember, one more time. Mountain is for strength. Cactus is for protection. Beautiful. Bring your arms down. We're going to do a lot of arms and shoulders today. And so when we look at that inward place of compassion, what are some things that you can do for yourself today that's going to protect you from the outside influences of stress? How are you going to take care of you? And when we think of compassion, there's a beautiful word in the yoga world that's called karuna. It's spelled Karuna, and it means compassion with action. So we can be kind to ourselves and think nice things to ourselves, but how can we take action on that compassion? So if we're going to come into this cactus where what's in my head is going to remain positive and good about myself, the next step would be to take action on the thought. So you know what? I'm going to give myself a break today. I'm going to pick up the phone and call a friend because that friend makes me feel happy. I'm going to take a hot shower because that makes me feel happy. I'm going to take a bubble bath. I'm going to go for a walk. I'm going to reach out to a family member. I'm going to do something in action that protects me from the chaos of the world and brings that compassion inward. Make sense? All right, mountain of strength, compassion, protection. Beautiful. Let's grow a tree today. Remember, this is the next one. I like the A-OK sign, but I want you to make your tree a little bit different today because we're all different. So I'm going to cross my arms. You might have one up, one down. You might be out like an oak tree. You might be a traditional tree, but I'm going to cross my arms today and be a tree that's unique. And that's where I think we get caught up when we think we have to be like everybody else. And then we start to feel bad about ourselves. So I'm going to lean back with my branches. I'm going to lift a leg. That's my tree today. Beautiful. Take a breath in and lower everything. Let's put those three together. We're going to chunk this into threes. So we're going to do the mountain for strength. Look at your heart. The cactus for protection. And the tree that says, I'm going to grow. Let's do that again. Mountain of strength. Cactus of protection. Tree of growth. Beautiful. So those are the first three. Let's go on to the next three. We have bird. And I want you to think of a bird in the sense that the bird can go wherever there is abundance or wherever there's what they need. So if they're on a branch and all of the berries are dried up and gone, they can go to another branch or another feeder or another backyard. And they have the freedom to move to where they need to be. We have the freedom in our minds to move where we need to be. We can dwell on thoughts like, this is horrible. I'm so tired of what's going on in the world. I wish I could see my friends and family. This is boring. I don't like who I am. I'm getting old. This isn't where I wanted to be in my life. Or you have the freedom to look up, look around and say, wow, the blue sky is beautiful. I have food in my belly. I get to practice yoga. I have friends in my life. I have great caregivers. There's so many things that you can think with jumping from the branch to branch. So freedom is our bird. And I want you to really push your arms up and down. Freedom is our bird. Beautiful. Two more. Nice. Now we're going to go back up the mountain just for a moment. This time we're going to look up. I want you to think, is there something that you need to let go of? Because here we go. We're going to lean forward, touch our toes, stay here. This is our waterfall. This is where we let go and just let water wash over us and take our worries. After the waterfall, we explode into one of my favorites, which is star pose. And you can see how my arms are out at a V shape. So they're coming from my shoulder joint and coming into this diagonal line. And my crown of my head is very much up towards the sky. This is star pose. So we're going to put those three together. We're going to have the bird of freedom, the mountain of strength, the waterfall to let go. And the star is where we are so bright, so bright. This is where we shine. And this is how we show up in the world as a shining bright light. Lower your arms. If you think about this, at nighttime, when it's so dark, that's when we can see the stars. And if we apply that to our life, it is often in the darkest times that we can truly see the lights in the world. Are people that care about us, the people that are so good for us. So that's who we want to be in the world, is bright and light. So we had our first three, our second three. Let's go on to the next three. So we have our hands together straight out in front. I'm just going to turn a little bit so you can see just how straight my arms are. Pull the right elbow way back. Do you feel that rotation through the heart? Let's stay on this side just for 3 more times. Pull, like you're pulling that bow and arrow. Pull. Last one, we're going to keep the elbow back as if we're pulling and aim towards the sky. It's called bow and arrow. And this posture really says, you know what? We are worth our dreams. We need to go after our dreams, no matter how old or young we are. Let's try the other side. We pull and then we touch. And we pull and then we touch. 2 more. It should feel so good in the ribs and in the belly. Last one. And we're going to hold and aim. Arms down. Sometimes we forget that we could have dreams, that we could aspire for something, that we have goals and we have something that we desire. And when we get in touch with our desires and our dreams, then we can be in action compassionately to go after those dreams. That's a powerful thing. After we do the bow and arrow, we come to the heart, and we stop at the heart for a moment. A couple weeks ago, we talked about this mudra called Anjali Mudra, and it means to offer. But this is really like a pause button for life, and it's a pause button for our practice to say, okay, the truth of who I am good. I am whole. There's a wholeness to me, even though I have pain or I have struggles, there's a wholeness to me. And that is my truth, my capital T truth. We talk about the capital T truth is the truth. It is who you are on the inside. This is all going to go away. This form is going to go away. But the truth of me, my soul, my spirit, that's the capital T. So we stop at the heart to remember that. And now let's move to the next one. This is our posture of compassion. And I want you to notice that my elbows are bent as if I have like a giant sack of compassion. There's so much that I can do for other people. There's so much. And so I'm going to take this compassion. I'm going to reach one arm up and over my head and then give the compassion. Beautiful. When we give, we get. It's beautiful. Open up big, and that can be a form of self-compassion. Up and over and give something. Perfect. Let's try that again. Hold your compassion. It's heavy. You should feel like, whew, I'm holding a lot. And then we give it away in peace and offer it. And we find that compassion. We go up and over and offer it. Beautiful. And now open up as wide as you can. And give yourself all the love in the world. And as you hold your arms around your shoulders, I want you to tuck your chin for a moment. I want you to think about all of the characteristics that make up who you are, that are loving, that are kind, that are good. Maybe you're a great friend, or you're a great listener, or you help other people, you're a service-oriented heart. You love to be of service. Think about the good qualities of who you are. So nice. Take one more breath here. And now open up as big as you can. And then we return to our heart. As I'm sharing this practice with you, just outside my window over here, I have bird feeders, and I keep seeing my eyes go to the bird feeders, and I'm watching as they go from one to the other, to the other, to the other. And it's so beautiful, the gracefulness in which they take turns at the feeder, and that there's a system in place that we don't understand as humans, but they understand it. But it's really quite lovely. It's quite lovely to watch. And that reminds me of that freedom. If the branch I'm on isn't giving me what I need in my thoughts, I can go to another branch. I can go to a thought that's better for me. So we're going to put all of that together. But let's think for a moment before we do. And the reason why we're going to do it a few times is we're going to get into this sort of flow of meditation and movement where we start to really feel it integrate in our body. But as you do this, I want you to be thinking, what kind of actions can you take for yourself for compassion? Compassion in action. Maybe it's taking a nap because you're always on the go and your body's tired. Maybe it's sitting in the sun for 10 minutes and soaking in that vitamin D. It's doing things that nurture you, because most of us so easily give to others. What can we give to ourselves today? So let that be your intention as you move through the sequence. We're just going to flow with it. I'm going to guide you through the breath. Certainly breathe when you need to breathe, but try to breathe with me if you can, because it's designed to give you the best benefit of both breath practice and the physical practice together. If you can't, that's okay. You'll get there. All right, so bring your arms up high and you'll take a big breath in. Drop your chin. Beautiful. We're going to go really slow the first time. And now come into Cactus, that protection of your thoughts, making sure we don't have negative thoughts today. And then we're going to make our tree however you want to grow today. Nice, beautiful tree. And now we're going to come into a bird. Doesn't matter which arm is on top, just cross. And that bird represents freedom. We're going to go back up the mountain. We're going to let go of something, stress, pain, worry. And then we're going to burst out of the waterfall into the bright star that we are. And we're going to shine and show up. And with all of that light, we're going to go after our dreams with our bow and arrow. Try the other arm, pull. We stop at our heart to remember our truth. And then we open up for compassion. We hold the load of it. And then we give it away in peace. We hold our compassion. Up and over the arm goes. We give it away. We open up for all the love in the world. We wrap that love around ourselves because we are worth it. And then we open up big. And then we come back to the heart. Okay, so now I'm going to guide the breath. We're just going to continue to go a few times, just sort of get a feel of this. If you're not sure where to go, certainly watch me. I'll guide it through. But if you know where to go, you're welcome to just go. Here we go. Breath in, mountain. Breath out, cactus. Breath in, tree. Breath out, bird. Breath in, mountain. Breath out, waterfall. Breath in, star. Breath out, grab your bow. Breath in for your dreams. Breath out, grab your bow. Breathe in for your dreams. Breathe out, touch your heart. Breathe in and hold compassion. Breathe out, give peace. Breathe in, compassion. Breathe out, peaceful warrior. Breathe in and grab all the love you got. And breathe out, give yourself love. Beautiful. Breathe in and grab all the love in the world and pull it to your heart. Let's do it again. Breathe in a mountain. Breathe out a cactus. Breathe in a tree. Breathe out a bird. Breathe in a waterfall. Breathe out the waterfall. There we go. Breathe in the star. Breathe out the bow. Breathe in the arrow. Breathe out the bow. Breathe in the arrow. Breathe out to the heart. Breathe in compassion. Breathe out peace. Breathe in compassion. Breathe out peace. Breathe in love. Ooh, give it to yourself. One more time. Breathe in love. Stop at your heart. Let's do it again. Breathe in mountain. Breathe out cactus. Breathe in tree. Breathe out bird. Breathe in the mountain. Breathe out the waterfall. Breathe in the star. Beautiful. Breathe out the bow. Breathe in the arrow. Breathe out the bow. Breathe in the arrow. Breathe out to your heart. Breathe in compassion. Breathe out peace. Breathe in compassion. Breathe out peace. Breathe in love. Breathe out for yourself. Last one. Breathe in love. And back to our heart. So beautiful. And you can see that the more that you do it, it just becomes natural to breathe at certain points. Usually when we extend and we fill up, we breathe in. And when we let go, we breathe out. And when you do this over and over, it becomes something that your brain integrates by doing the movement and calling it something familiar. Let's go ahead and let's think about our legs for a minute. I'm going to scoot back so you can see. I'm going to take my left leg and it's going to go straight down onto the floor. And keep my right knee nice and bent. My nose is going to aim towards my toes. I'm going to put my hands right at my hip crease. I'm going to lean way forward here and just see if I can't get my nose in the direction of my toes. It's never going to get there. And once I feel that deep pull of a nice stretch behind my leg, now I'm going to take my nose and aim it towards my knee. Take another breath. And begin to come on up. And as you come up, lean back and bring that leg with you. My hands are still on my hips. I'm going to lower that leg and pull it back up. Lower it and pull it. I'm going to do that 5 times. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2. Now I'm going to bring it up and I'm going to grab it and squeeze it in. Should feel nice. Let's do the other side. Sit up tall first. Other leg goes straight. I'm going to put my hands on my hip crease, aim my nose for my toes. Should feel nice. Now my nose towards my knee. My nose towards my belly. And slowly rise up. Keep your hands where they're at. Lean back. Leg comes up and down. So you should be feeling something good in your belly here. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Grab it and pull. Perfect. Go ahead and sit tall. Release your hands around your legs. I'm going to separate my legs. I'm going to come into that really wide shape, call it horse a lot. And then I'm going to open and close my hips. A lot of times when we do a lot of sitting, we can get really tight in the hips. And we want to make sure that we're giving lots of open and close. We're really working that part of our body. So now I'm going to keep my legs open. I'm going to lean forward, rest both arms on the legs. This is sort of that easy pose where we kind of really release the back. If you want to have a little bit more release, round your spine, tuck your chin. And if you really want more, see if you can take your hands down to the floor and tuck your chin. Let's Start to come on up slow as you can. We're going to go back to where we began by taking one arm down. I'm going to start with my right side. Remember, we had those beautiful circles with the shoulder. We're going to take our elbow up this time, just the elbow to start. And then I'm going to reach down and tap my right leg. So it's sort of like that lawnmower pull when you mow the lawn and you have to really yank that pulley. It's sort of like that. So we touch the right foot, pull. 2 more. Getting a nice rotation through the spine. And now we're going to do 1 more, and we're going to extend the right arm up to the sky. It should feel good. Nice. Let's try the other side. Go ahead and lower your right arm or left arm. Right elbow lifts. We're going to pull down like we're tapping our left foot. Pull up. So we're just crossing again, crossing that beautiful midline. Creates so much harmony in the body. Here's 4, 3, 2. Now extend it all the way up. You can see that big expansion through the chest. You feel it? It's so good. Lower that arm back to the leg. Tuck the chin and breathe. So beautiful. Go ahead and come back up to a nice tall seat. Remember, the word is karuna, compassion with action. And so many of us can feel compassion for other people. We might have friends that are struggling or family members that are struggling, and we feel, and that's beautiful. That's coming from your light. That's coming from your heart, and it's beautiful. But the next step of compassion is to take action. And so when we think about compassion for ourselves, that's where it gets harder. And so as you feel compassion for others, I want you to spend some time turning that around to you, maybe even spending some time looking at yourself in the mirror and say, you know, I see you struggling. I see you worried, and I see you hurting. And here's what I think we should do. And you have to be your best advocate. And so I say, as you look into your own eyes and you see the fatigue and the worry and the stress, take it to the next step and have compassion in action. Give yourself a beautiful cup of tea and sit outside, or pick up the phone and call a friend. Take action on your compassion for yourself, because the big saying is we cannot serve from an empty vessel. We have to continue to fill ourselves up so that we can be of service. So the rest of the month, we're going to talk a lot about light, a lot about compassion, a lot about being of service to ourselves and others, just bringing goodness into the world. That's how we're going to finish up 2020, is bringing goodness into the world. Have a beautiful rest of your day. I hope to see you soon. Thanks for logging in and practicing with me and sharing my festive space, and I'll talk to you soon.